Hello, when I first started this save I wasn't too sure how easy or difficult this challenge was going to be. It's proven to be more difficult than what I originally thought, but I guess that's what should make this little series quite interesting. How we getting on with Bradford Park Avenue and surviving in the Vanarama National League? Well, let's find out. And welcome along to episode 4 of From the Bottom to the Top. Bradford Park Avenue taking them up through the leagues, or at least we hope we're taking them up through the leagues. So how have we been getting on since you were last with us? Well, very interestingly, we have had not too bad a time. You were last with us against Kettering Town or Slough, and Kettering Town in the last episode. Slough we lost 1-0 and Kettering Town we drew 1-1 thanks to Nicky Clee. And then since then we drew 0-0 with Southport, a bit of a bore draw. And then Gateshead we won 1-0. York City we won 2-0. And against Spennymoor we won 4-0 thanks to a George Danaher hat-trick in that game, and goals also from in 2 games now from Billy Priestley, both headed from corners. Excuse me. So that's where we've done. So as you can see, we've had a little bit of an unbeaten run. In fact, we've gone now, apart from the Builder Base FA Trophy in the actual league, the last time we lost was against Kidderminster Harriers in a 4-1 loss. Since then we've had a little bit of a run, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games now without defeat, which is turning our season somewhat. If we have a look at the table, you will see we are up to 20th with 29 points, just above Brackley Town on 27 points, and Guiseley now on the bottom with 26 points. We've played 35 games. And just above us we've got Alfreton Town, who we are playing in the first game today, a 6-pointer if any, or if ever there was one, and Cursden Ashton just above them, also on 30 points. We have minus 15 goal difference, the same as Cursden Ashton, and far superior at the moment, 8 better than Alfreton Town. Which means that should we beat Alfreton Town in this first game, it should take us out of the relegation zone, which would be excellent. Whether we can catch Blythe Spartans and the other guys here, I'm not too sure, but just out of interest, from the 13 games we've played since taking over, we've actually accumulated 22 points. That's an average of 1.7 points per game. And if we were to continue those 1.7 points per game over the next 7 games, which we've got 7 games left, we would accumulate 12 points, giving us 41 total, I believe, if that's right. Yeah. So it would mean that we would be around here somewhere, but obviously it depends on how Farsley and Blythe Spartans do in the meantime. I think what we're aiming for is to catch these two and open a little bit of a gap between these two if we can in the next few games. So what's been going on since we were last with you? Transfers, there's been a few transfers, so let's have a look at the transfer history. Since you were last with us, I think we had Yannick Azikua on loan, on trial, and then he went to Crewe. After we put an offer for him, he actually decided to go to Crewe, and he has come in on loan. We've managed to get him to give us a little bit of extra stability in defence, and as you'll see from the results we've just had, and a series of clean sheets, that seems to be working quite well at the moment. And we've also brought in James Morris. James Morris is another striker, pretty much because there was a game in the last few games where we had both our strikers out for one reason or another, and we were struggling for strike power. So we've brought James Morris in to give us a little bit of extra stability there in attack. He has actually been with us for the last 2 games. He played in the York City game and in the Spennymoor game. Hasn't scored yet, but in both games has had quite a good time. Let's just have a quick look, see his stats to date. I said he started 2. Actually, he's only started 1, and has a rating of 7.90. I was confident that he had actually started 2 games. He definitely started that game and got 7.9. Maybe he wasn't in the York City game. He wasn't. So there we go. He's only played 1 game, but yeah, he's managed to have a good start anyway to his life here at Bradford Park Avenue. So without any more to do, I think that's oh, one other thing to mention on the transfers. We have had an offer in from Hereford for Billy Priestley, who is our centre back. We have made him an offer which he turned down, so it does feel like Hereford probably have the cards in their hand for this one. So we'll see how that turns out. It may be that we need to bring in a defender to cover for Billy should he leave us, as we've not exactly got a great deal in depth in the squad. So that's the transfer news. Nearly forgot that one. Let's have a look at today's match. We are playing Alfreton Town, as I've already mentioned. It is a 6-pointer, so if we can win this game, then it will put us in a better position, take us out of the relegation zone right away. So without any more to do, let's have a look at the team that we've selected for this game, and it's not much difference to recent. We've got Spice in goal, we got Mapufu as a fullback on the left hand side, Priestley, Azukunu, Webb on the right hand side, Marriott at the base of the midfield, and then we have Clee on the left, Collins in central midfield, Hibbs on the right of midfield, and then we have Danaher and James Morris, our new striker, in attack. And on the bench we have Nicholson, Howard, Hall, Jolly and Chakwana. So that's the team that's going to play Alfreton Town. So without any more to do, let's go to the game. And here we are in the dressing room, and I think we're going to assertively say, I fully expect you to keep our run going and win this match, or we have a chance to move out of the relegation zone with a win here, so I'm expecting nothing less. We'll go for that one. So a couple of the players have motivated by that. I don't think there's a lot else we can say. And we shall kick off and see how we get on. And this should be interesting. We could do without accumulating too many yellow cards. We seem to have got a couple of fines just recently. Hibbs has got himself booked, and Alfreton Town have the first highlight. Spice equal to that, but it was a free kick given. We're going to get creative. Half an hour in, nothing much happening. George Danaher's now got booked along with Yazuko and James Morris. So we're in for another fine by the looks of it at the rate we're going. Half time coming. Oh no, we've got one highlight before half time. and spice equal to that, thankfully. Headed clear, but still on the attack, and half time has come. Again, we've had the bulk of the game, certainly possession, shots and on target, but we're not really showed anything from that particular half. I think it's definitely a come on lads, you need to be I'm not happy with the performance out there. That's pretty much fired them up, because it needed a bit more, and there's quite a few players that aren't really performing particularly well today. They need to be looking to walk through walls as well. Okay, do we need a bit of passion here? A corner, Clee in, headed clear, nobody there. Morris picks the ball up in midfield, out to Priestley. Priestley crosses in to Hibbs. Hibbs has put it in the back of the net. His first goal of the season, and it's an assist from Billy Priestley. That puts us 1-0 up, and I would think takes us out of the relegation zone finally. Well tucked away by Jake Hibbs. Looking apprehensive, I think. And Isaac Marriott now booked, which is going to give us another fine. We're going to show some passion. The one thing we didn't do again at half time was actually the players that had already been booked, tell them to ease off a little bit. But this is a very even game by the looks of it, and not many highlights. Hibbs back out to Webb. Webb crossing the ball in. It's come out to Marriott. Is Marriott going to pass it? He is, but to nobody. And oh, Priestley misses fails to intercept, but the ball's Webb's cleared it away from the line, and we've survived that particular highlight. And I think it's time to have a look and see. Right, Mapufu having an absolute stinker of a game in defence. Now Jerome Jolly can actually play back there. Not fantastically well, but he can play back there. As we don't have another left-sided defender, and certainly not on the bench. I'm tempted to put Jerome Jolly back there. Or do we go back to inverted wing back on support and see how he gets on? No, I think he's having a stinking again. Let's bring Jerome Jolly in there, and we'll put him on as a fullback on support. And who else? George Danaher, having scored a hat-trick last time out, is absolutely having a stinker as well. I'm tempted to bring Chakwana on for him. And then, but having said that, Marriott's also having everybody's having a poor day today. Not quite sure why. Whether they've just got a little bit uptight because we're getting close to the business end of the season. We'll go with those two for the minute, and we'll get to about 85 minutes, and then we'll, assuming we're still in the lead, we'll actually ease back a little bit with the attacking thing. So not quite sure who that was. Marriott to Chakwana. Chakwana to Morris. Morris, ooh, looking for his debut goal. Well, certainly the woodwork rattled. I'm not sure quite what happened there. And as aforementioned, we got through to 85 minutes. We're going to drop down to a positive thing. And ask them to get creative. Do we need to bring anybody else on? Nicky Clee looks as if he is... I'm not sure we've got anybody to cover that position, as I've brought Jolly on in the fullback position, being on the left hand side here. Hibbs can't play on the left, can he? No. Right. Going to throw caution to the wind here. We're going to put Hibbs and Clee on support. Collins, there isn't anybody else. Chukwana can play on that side, but we haven't then got an attack a striker. So we're a little bit muddled here. Can't really see what else we can do. Tom Howard on for Priestley. No, he's having a good game. I think we'll leave it with that. We won't make the final change. We'll just change that up a little bit. Chukwana wants to be an advanced. Put him on advanced. Let's see if we can grab another goal just to seal this completely. But Alfreton Town have the highlight, and I'm not quite sure what happened there. I wasn't reading the bottom of the screen, and they have a corner. Need to get this away and defend it, and well done by Clee. Nicky Clee might be tired, but he did that. Chakwana's turned. He's got the ball now. He's got the pace. Can he score from here? Oh, the goalkeeper saved that one. And it's a corner to Bradford Park Avenue. We are in 18th position as it stands at the minute. A point above Curzon Ashton. Ball comes in. Nobody in the centre. Hibbs. Jake Hibbs couldn't get that ball away from his feet. And it's another highlight from Alfreton Town, and they've equalised. Just what we didn't want. He's onside. Doesn't get any better by the minute. We've dropped back into the relegation zone. Come on, guys, we need something here. Oh, and Josh Webb. He's got away with that, I think. I'm not sure Collins has, though. Yep, he's, I think, but we could have done without the free kick right there. And Spice managed to push that over the top. Bit. And that's full time. So, a missed point there, guys. Looks like... Yeah, I was disappointed. We could have defended that a lot better. Which means we have to go on to our next game against Gloucester City and win it. So, where does that leave us? Actually, based on goal difference, by virtue of Curzon Ashton losing to Farsley, we are actually outside the relegation zone now by 1 goal. Thankfully, and a 6-pointer that we should have really beaten Alfreton Town. without any shadow of a doubt, and had ourselves up here by now, breathing down Blythe Spartans. But it's a step in the right direction. We're still going in the right direction, and it takes us 8 games unbeaten right now. So it's over to the next game, which is against Gloucester City. And here is the team for the game against Gloucester City, and not many changes. One thing I forgot to mention before the last game, though, was that Hurst, he was suspended, he's sent off in the game against York City, and was obviously suspended for 1 game. And then the disciplinary panel had a look at it and suspended him for a further 2 games, so he's missing for 3 games. This is his 3rd game of his suspension, so he will be back for our next game, a game that you won't see, but that's why Alex Hurst is missing from the team, both in the last game and for this game. So the team we have for this is Spice in goal. Mapufu, who has been called up by the Zimbabwean national team and will go missing for a couple of games towards the end of the month. Azen Kunu is in defence alongside Priestley. They've swapped over on the advice of my assistant. Joshua Webb playing on the right hand side. Nowalski comes in for Marriott, who is suspended after accumulating 5 yellow cards. So Nowalski comes in as defensive midfielder, and then it's Clee on the left, Collins and Hibbs on the right, and then Morris and Chakwana, with Danaher dropping to the bench as he didn't perform particularly well in the last game. And we swap Morris and Chakwana over just to see if that has an effect. And on the bench we have Nicholson, Howard, Hall, Jolly and Danaher. We are closing in on the transfer window closing, and that means that we've actually put in a couple of offers. Billy Priestley, by the way, turned down the offer to Hereford, so he stays with us for the time being. We have actually got an offer in for a replacement for Mabufu just while he's out on duty, but that also gives us a bit of backup on the left hand defence. Jay Sheridan, Chesterfield, we've got a loan in signing in for him, and then Lewis Gray, who's been on trial with us in goal, we've made an offer for him to come and join us permanently to try and get that through before the window closes. Tyler Garrett, he was I'm trying to think who he was with now. He was with Stockport County. We did actually put an offer in for him to bring him in on loan, which was rejected by Stockport County, and then shortly afterwards Tyler Garrett basically cancelled his contract. Must have been on a non-contract basis with Stockport. He actually said he didn't want to be with them and stepped away. We've actually asked for him to come in on trial, which he's actually turned us down, thinking that he perhaps had snubbed Stockport on the basis that he might have wanted to join us and they weren't going to let him. So anyway, that's where we are. Let's get back to the game in hand. There we go, which is against Gloucester City, and we really do need to win this. Gloucester City currently in 9th place. We're just sitting outside the relegation zone in 19th place. It is a must win realistically. We are favourites. I've been made favourites for this game, and I think it's purely because we're at home. So let's have a look and see what we can do in this game. And Fall in the relegation places zone over lose here, so go out there and impress me. It's all over to you. I think that's a fair assumption. So basically what we've said to them is that recent form standings have Gloucester City in 12th place while we're in 4th. Let's show them why. And that seems to have gone down quite well. We'll hand over to the assistant and we're ready to kick off our second game of this episode against Gloucester City. Let's hope for a win. A resounding win would do wonderful. And puts up a corner. Clee takes the corner. Ball in. Oh, and just missed. And the first highlight for Gloucester City. Spice nowhere near that, but luckily it was over the top. Clee with a free kick. And Morris heading it over the top. Webb didn't quite get where he wanted to go with that throw in. Azunku, I keep saying a different name for him. Mapufu didn't really get it away. Webb through to Chukwana. Chukwana has been felled in the penalty area, and we do have a penalty. So who's going to take the penalty? It is Collins to take the penalty. And puts it away. 1-0. 21 minutes gone. That's Michael Collins' first goal since he's been with us. Actually had a report from the coaches to say that he is actually starting to drop away in his stats. He's quite old, but I think he's sort of like shored us up a little bit since he's come in. But we do need, I think, in the off season, we do need to be looking for a replacement. Billy Priestley has got a booking. Curzon Ashen obviously winning as well, I'm guessing. I'll have a look in a minute, as they are on 33 points, same as us, so we can't afford to lose this. Josh Webb to Chukwana. Chukwana to Josh Webb again. Josh Webb crosses over looking for Clee. Clee hits his defender, Mapufu, now into the penalty area and takes a shot which didn't really go very far. And half time has come. And we are looking for Farsley are losing. I don't know if that makes a difference to us. Curzon Ashen are beating Blythe Spartans. So there you go. On the balance of play, I think we should be in the lead, but possibly from open play, not just from a penalty. But they all count. We'll have a look at the table in just a short while. And let's go to the dressing room. First of all, Certifleet. Let's keep it going in the second half. Yeah, I think we can show the pundits here that they've been backing us, and we're doing. Billy Priestley, we're going to assertively say, watch your step. Remember to do that this time. And so we go to the second half. Collins with the corner. Ball coming in, and I think that was Priestley. And he missed on this occasion. I think we're going to show some passion. Kowalski and Hibbs are... Oh, everybody's gone nervous now for some reason. And Hibbs has given away a free kick in a bit of a dodgy position. And they've equalised. And Curzon Ashton, I think, are losing. We'll have a look in a minute. Spice nowhere near that. And they really are. Get creative. Let's have a look. Do we need to be making some changes? We're 70 minutes in. Who's not performing today? Jake Hibbs and James Morris. So straight away I think there's changes coming. Danaher can come on for Morris, and we will bring on Ryan Hall for Jake Hibbs. I'm tempted to make him a winger on support, and we'll move Nicky Clee to a winger on support as well. In fact, let's move them to attack on the basis that we really need to go out and win this. So that's the immediate changes. Kowalski has picked up a booking now. And they have a highlight. Joshua Webb passing back to Spice. Spice, ball forward to Chakwana. Chakwana out wide to Clee. Clee crosses back over to Webb, who's got caught in possession, which is never good. And Nowalski has got himself sent off for a second booking. Oh boy, oh boy. So Nowalski now. I think we can just sit with that. Do we need to bring somebody else on? Nicky Clee is not having a fantastic game, so we're going to bring on Jerome Jolly on that side. And we really need to try and win this game. Mabufu now has picked up a booking as well, and that's 2 draws in 2 games. Not lost, but once again points dropped. That could push us back down into the relegation zone. Really not happy with this. Not good enough today. Should be winning these games. And like I said in the intro, this is proving to be more difficult than what I first thought. Thankfully, Curzon Ashton did actually lose to Blythe Spartans 2-1 in the end, which saved our blushes somewhat, which means that we're now 1 point above them, just outside the relegation zone. Alfreton Town now 3 points clear of us. Really, that 6-pointer should have done. Alfreton Town now beating Gateshead 3-1. Right, so just to clear up honours even. Telford United secure a playoff spot. Nowalski banned for 2 matches. Receiving end of automatic 2 matches when being sent off a National League North match. Not quite sure why it's 2. It's probably because he's double accumulated, and it's 9 unbeaten now for us. So there we go. Not the best of episodes, not the episode that I had hoped. I was hoping that 2 more wins would have shown a little bit of a gap between us and the relegation zone. We have a bit of a devil of a couple of games coming up. Darlington are top of the league currently. He says as he tries to show you. There we go. Darlington are at the top. They've only lost 3 times this season to Kidderminster, Gateshead and Kings Lynn. all away from home, and that they're at home, the odds are stacked against us. And then we have the next game is, I think, Chester. Yep, Chester, who are also near the top there. They're in 4th currently, albeit they have lost a few games this season. Having said all of that, I think we did beat Darlington in, we lost to them there, but we did beat them away at in the FA Trophy. So we have got a little bit of history against them, and who knows, this could be a major game. Maybe it's a game we should have been on episode. We will be coming back, depending on how these 2 games go. We'll either be coming back for the last 2 games of the season, Kings Lynn and Hereford, or we will be coming back for the Chester. Sorry, not the Chester, the Boston United and Kings Lynn. Really, all does depend on how the end of the season is going to turn out. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have, can we have a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to stay tuned for when the next episodes come out in this series. And also if you would like to leave some comments about this and previous episodes, then feel free to do so. We'll see you again. The next episode is out on Wednesday, I believe. Is that right? Wednesday, yes. So we'll see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.